Hey. So, I'm determined to enjoy the outdoors. Sorry if that fan is too loud. South Texas and the devil decided to start cooking. So, there's a lot of chaos going on. And it's funny. Everyone's like, I'm normally real patient. I'm this and that. And I'm like, it takes a lot to make me mad. It takes a lot to make me go boom. And they're going, yeah, I used to be like that. I'm not like that anymore. And I'm like, yeah, but these tests are everywhere. I've had them going on. I was driving the other day. You have to go down a country road if you want to take the non-construction area to get to my house. So anyways, speed limit's 40 miles an hour. Someone was going 35. And I was like, man, woosah, don't let it get you down. Don't let it do it. And it was just little things all that day. And then my daughter started being a teenager. And I was just like, oh, I feel it. It's getting hot inside. And I was like, don't do it. I'm not going to let those things provoke me to come out of my character, who I am. Just the easygoing, you do what you're gonna do. If it brings drama and chaos, go over there with that, you know. I like my peace. So I made it through the day. I'll put it like that. And then the next day happened. And the next day happened. Still, peace of mind. And then yesterday my son was supposed to leave. Took him to the airport. And it was crazy. No rain forecasted, no nothing. It poured down rain the whole 45-minute drive to the airport. Flights were being delayed. Flights were being canceled. His flight was so delayed he wouldn't have made his connecting flight in time. There were no other flights. He wouldn't have made it to his port call. Got stuck here for another few days. And he goes, every time you cry, every time you get mad, it rains. You just couldn't let me go. And I was like, this has nothing to do with me. I'm sorry you're here. I've got a job I need to do. I've got this. And it was funny watching the things that would have normally made me blow up, made me go, it's okay, calm down. Everything happens for a reason, you know? And of course he got over it because he's still going to leave. It's just he was so ready to start his life. He was so ready to embark on his adventure. And as soon as we got home from the airport, sunny as all get out, clouds parted, and he all day long picked on me. You did this. You just don't want me to grow up. And my point in all that is, there's things going on right now in this world that are making all of us go, what the what? Like, why is this happening? What is this supposed to mean to me? But a lot of it is for us to understand there's certain aspects that we don't incorporate into our lives. You know, like with the cost of living and the cost of food and everything inflating on that aspect, but money is not. Like, money right now for everybody, it doesn't matter how much you make, it's really not enough. It's hard to keep going in this life, but these are those things that we're supposed to start doing. That one thing we have this for, speak up. We're supposed to be banding together, working together, but we're all still so busy fighting over who's doing what, who should be allowed to have this, who should be allowed to make choices, it's just so much inconsistency with uniting that we're at a point that we're so easy going when it comes to fighting. We want to be right. We want to be the ones that are acknowledged. We want to be the ones that get to call the shots. But when it comes down to it, if you look at the reality of your life, you're not calling any shots. You're choosing what you're allowed to choose from. So we got to break down. Oh, I was making a video. We got to break it down to a bigger grand scale here. that all the pressures that you start feeling, all the things that don't make sense, all the things that make you feel troubled or bubbly inside, ask yourself what is initiating that action inside of you so you can figure out how to react to it appropriately so it will adjust your way of life. It will create a better reality for you. It will bring more abundance into your world. It will cut out the things that are meant to block and stop you from being able to live that free life that we're supposedly in. So we have to get to a point where we understand that it's better to unite than to keep on fighting. Because the more that we're going to fight, the more things are going to transpire that are going to affect our livelihood now, but the future, the children, everything we're supposed to be standing up for, we are neglecting at this time. And it's because we are so busy trying to make a penny turn into a dollar. You know, people used to vacation all the time. When I was in high school, I was so jealous. I was like, they got to go skiing in Vail. They got to go to the Caribbean. My parents were just struggling to put food on the table. And now it's more so there's more people struggling than there are vacationing or being allowed to have family time. And that comes from our silence. We actually enable the higher ups to go, you don't deserve that. I'll take your bonus. I'll take my extra time off. You keep working hard. You're a great worker. Thank you. And I had to keep telling them at some point, thank yous don't pay my bills. I love that you're appreciative, but in the world I live in, appreciation is not going to change my reality. So at some point, we either ask for more or we change our situation. And at some point, it gets to a point where talking time is over. That's where I'm at in my world. Talking time is over. You can say whatever you want to say, but by the time I tell you what I'm going to do, you're going to be like, but, go ahead, start your motor. It's too little, too late. And that's in all aspects of life. Career, family, love relationships, friendships. It doesn't matter what it is. When it comes down to what you allow into your life, that's where you have the power. When you maintain the focus of what you want to do, the world that you want to create, you have to cut ties with people. And that sometimes is hard, but it gets easier as you learn to snip, snip, snip. You become the seamstress. You become the cobbler who makes the shoes, or whatever you want to look at it as. But you become the one that is in control of your life. Because if we keep staying in the mindset that I need this, I need that, I'm lacking this, I'm lacking that, that's what we're going to keep getting into our world. And believe it or not, miracles happen and there are angels everywhere. You just have to learn to start looking at what it is you're willing to accept and what it is that is necessary to push away. And I'm not saying you have to be ugly. You don't have to be demeaning to anyone else. You don't have to do anything that is going to bring you out of that character of loving. And a lot of people don't even have that. They can't access that because of fears and trauma and hurt from the past. But the one thing about life is we've all been there. Sometimes we're the one that is the predator, and oftentimes we are the prey. But we have to understand how to balance those aspects of ourselves, because when you are the predator, you're on the hunt. You want something better. You're hungry. You want to build a big world for yourself. And when you're the prey, you're trusting, you're too loving, you're too kind, you're often too forgiving, and you're like, okay, one more time. Sure, I'll give you another chance. But at some point, the more you give to other people, the less you're giving to yourself. And you can bleed yourself dry. You can find yourself with cobwebs and just be a flat tire. You can't get anywhere when you can't give to yourself. And I know quite a few relationships that I've gotten out of because they just weren't working anymore. I've had to choose that that's not beneficial for my higher self. And they said, oh, it's so easy for you to move on. You just go find someone else. No, the reality is I found me. I love me. I chose me. And I built up boundaries. And I had a friend last night, we were sitting and talking, and he said, "You got these shields up." And I said, "I have shields up lately, yeah, because I found when I have boundaries, people come with a sledgehammer. So it takes time, because I'm done keeping you at a safe distance. Instead, I'm just going to shield you out. You're going to work. You're going to show me what you're willing to do to try to even be a part of my energy, because I know my self-worth. I know the value that I bring to the table. I know how I can inspire others. I know how my love is healing. This is not being arrogant. This is me understanding things about myself that I had pushed down for so long because it seemed arrogant. Instead, I had to learn it's who I am. Don't hide it. Shine that light so bright that it helps other people get out of the night. Because when we come down to it, we all have to help one another. It's almost like building that chain to get out of the pit. And if one person isn't willing to entertain the notion of helping the others, there's a weak link. Don't be the weak link. Because eventually, when you are the weak link, you've created a chain of fools. Oh, that's a lovely diva that sings that song. But, I don't know. Just wanted to remind you, sometimes you gotta let things go that will eat you up inside, and then that will help you to find yourself. And even though it seems really difficult right now, just enjoy what life has to offer you, because it is hot as all get out here. But at the same time, it lets you know you're alive. It's not pressure from other people pushing in on you, instead of the fact that it is nature allowing you to look around, see the beauty, and go, huh, I'm enjoying this trip. Let's keep going. Sending you peace, love, and light. Bye-bye.